One of the last great Hollywood taboos is admitting to having work done. Whether it's just a little jab of Botox, or a more severe cosmetic procedure like breast implants, or a facelift, stars have long since been going under the needle and the knife in complete denial. But times are changing, and a handful of brave celebrities are opening up about their experiences, both good and bad, with plastic surgery and cosmetic injectables. These celebrities have openly gone under the needle and knife. Ariel Winter. Ariel Winter had a breast reduction to ease unnecessary pain, but she won't stand for social media trolls accusing her of going under the knife for more than just that. "You're also wrong about all of it, by the way. One breast reduction, and I lost weight, but you do you, boo," she commented back to a follower who accused her multiple surgeries. Britney Spears. In a 2013 cover story interview with InStyle, the singer opened about a small cosmetic tweak. "A doctor I see, Beverly Hills plastic surgeon Dr. Raj Kanodia, does fun stuff to me sometimes. I've had lip injections before," she said. Cindy Crawford. Supermodel Cindy Crawford admits to having shots of Botox in the past. "I'm not going to lie to myself. Past a certain age, creams work on the texture of your skin, but in order to restore elasticity, all I can really count on is vitamin injections, Botox, and collagen," she told InStyle magazine. "I have a very simple, healthy life, which works miracles. I drink a lot of water, watch what I eat, and exercise, but I owe the quality of my skin to my cosmetic surgeon." Tyra Banks. "I had bones in my nose that were growing and itching," Tyra Banks told People magazine in 2018 after writing about the idea of natural beauty in her book. "I could breathe fine, but I added cosmetic surgery. I admit it. Fake hair, and I did my nose. I feel I have a responsibility to tell the truth." Cardi B. The breakout rapper of 2017 has been vocal about her choice to undergo various plastic surgery treatments in the past. In addition to a breast augmentation, Cardi B admitted in an interview to getting illegal injections in her butt. "In order to get lipo, where they put the fat transfer in your ass, and it gets bigger, you need to have fat. I did not have no type of fat," she said. "But I was desperate to have a bigger ass." Gwyneth Paltrow. "I use organic products, but I get lasers. It's what makes life interesting, finding the balance between cigarettes and tofu. I've probably tried everything," Paltrow told Bazaar in 2013. "I would be scared to go under the knife, but talk to me when I'm 50. I'll try anything. Except I won't do Botox again because I looked crazy. I look like Joan Rivers." Nicole Kidman. "I did try Botox, unfortunately, but I got out of it, and now I can finally move my face again," Kidman told La Repubblica, reported by the Huffington Post in January 2013. Iggy Azalea. "I love them so much I had to talk about them. I would feel better not to have some secret. It's much freer to say it, and then you don't have to worry someone will dig it up," the rapper told E! about her breast augmentation back in March 2015. Kourtney Kardashian. "I have had breast implants. But it's so funny cause it's not a secret. I could care less," Kardashian told Nightline in May 2010. Kylie Jenner. "I'm not against plastic surgery. I've only been under anesthesia once before, when I went to the dentist, and I didn't react well. It really scared me," the makeup mogul wrote on her eponymous app back in 2016. "I threw up and I was so nauseous the next day. But as of now, I only have lip fillers, but I'm also someone who says never say never. If, down the line, I get to a point where I'm really uncomfortable with something on my body, I'm not against changing it." Chrissy Teigen. "I had an armpit sucked out, which was one of the best things," Teigen told Refinery 29 in May 2017. "It's a big secret, but I don't care. It was 9 years ago or so. And I had 2 inches to my armpit. Now it's back though, so now I've gotta pay for liposuction again. It was so easy. It made me feel better in dresses, I felt more confident. It was the dumbest, stupidest thing I've ever done. The dumbest, but I like it, whatever. I have no regrets, honestly. In 2019, Teigen also announced via an Instagram post that she would be removing her breast implants. They've been great to me for many years, but I'm just over it. I'd like to be able to zip a dress in my size, lay on my belly with pure comfort. No biggie, she explained. So don't worry about me. All good. I'll still have boobs, they'll just be pure fat. Which is all a tit is in the first place. A dumb, miraculous bag of fat. Jessica Simpson. Jessica Simpson wasn't a fan of lip injections. I had that Restylane stuff. It looked fake to me. I didn't like that. Simpson admitted to Glamour in 2006. But it went away in, like, 4 months. My lips are back to what they were. Thank God. Dianna Agron. After breaking her nose not once but twice, the former Glee star went under the knife to get it corrected, according to an interview with David Letterman back in 2011. Yolanda Hadid. 55 and smiling from the inside out, finally back to the original 1964, Yolanda Hadid wrote in an Instagram caption. Living in a body free of breast implants, fillers, Botox, extensions, and all the bullshit. I thought I needed in order to keep up with what society conditioned me to believe what a sexy woman should look like until the toxicity of it all almost killed me, she wrote. Hadid has previously spoken out about how she stopped getting Botox injections and dermal fillers years ago after being diagnosed with Lyme. NeNe Leakes. The Real Housewives of Atlanta star told People back in 2010 that she had a nose job, liposuction, and breast implants with a lift. I still wanted to look like NeNe, the black woman that I am, but a better version, she said. Kaley Cuoco. The Big Bang Theory star told Women's Health that she had a nose job, breast augmentation, the best thing I ever did, she said, and a round of fillers. As much as you want to love your inner self, I'm sorry, you also want to look good, she said. I don't think you should do it for a man or anyone else, but if it makes you feel confident, that's amazing. Courteney Cox. I've had all my fillers dissolved. I'm as natural as I can be. I feel better because I look like myself, Cox told New Beauty in June 2017. I think that I now look more like the person that I was. I hope I do. Things are going to change. Everything's going to drop. I was trying to make it not drop, but that made me look fake. You need movement in your face, especially if you have thin skin like I do. Those aren't wrinkles, they're smile lines. I've had to learn to embrace movement and realize that fillers are not my friend. Christie Brinkley. The model opened up about trying Xeomin for frown lines and Ultherapy for her neck and chest to people in October 2017. I wondered if people would think I'm phony and fake, she said. But it's better to be honest and say, yeah, this is what I do.